Should you be annotating your books? Let's talk about it. So many people are annotating their books nowadays, but what are their methods and why are they doing it? Today, I'm going to share some different ways of annotating books and help you decide if you'd like to do it. Let's get cracking. First of all, there is no right or wrong way to annotate a book. Let's put that out there right here, right now. And if you're just here to learn about annotating and you don't want to do it, that's okay too. Everybody's welcome. Personally, I don't really annotate my books. I used to, and I've tried some different ways, but it's really just not for me. Before we get into it, I want to take a couple seconds to ask you to like and even subscribe. It helps me keep making videos like this where I talk about different things related to books or just book reviews. Okay, let's get back to it. So first, let's talk about the different reasons people annotate. People annotate their books for lots of different reasons. I don't know all of them, but I kind of compiled together a list of reasons that I most commonly see. And I'm holding on to this book because I'm still trying to figure out how to hold my mic, and I saw somebody do this with a book, another booktuber, I don't remember who it was, and I was like, that is brilliant. So we're doing this. One thing I associate annotating books with is learning. And by that, I mean when you are reading something for educational purposes, whether that's at home or maybe it's a school related thing, I do think that can be helpful. It actually helped me through one or two of my English courses where I had to do a lot of readings and answer some questions. And so I liked highlighting and writing things based on the questions I was provided so I could better answer them. Doing this, people will highlight, they'll underline things, they'll write notes in the margins. Personally, I tended to highlight on my things because it was easier, but in some books I've also underlined things. I've seen that annotating things you read can also help encourage you have a deeper understanding of what you're reading. And personally, I like to apply that to classic novels since they are written in some fancier English a lot of the time, and that can be a struggle for a lot of people to comprehend. So I think if you're trying to read one of those, that can definitely be helpful because I've tried doing that myself and I found it to help me comprehend what I was reading a little easier. I think this can be really great for self-help books or informational reads if you're trying to learn something because it can help you read over that again, go back to it, find it, or just remember it or recall it much clearer than reading and skimming past it. Another reason I've seen people annotate books is following a timeline or multiverse between different books in a series or two different series completely. This is one that I did personally. I enjoyed it. I'm probably never going to do it again because it's a pain in my butt and I don't want to have to deal with all those sticky notes all the time. This, I would say, I've personally seen it across the Sarah J. Maas books, Throne of Glass, Crescent City, and A Court of Thorns and Roses series because of the statement that they are in a multiverse. I believe you could also do this with Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere novels. Now, I've only read two of them so far. I'm currently in the third one I'm reading, but I do know some characters show up in multiple books. So if you wanted to do that, I feel like you also could. It's just not something I'm into right now. These are my Crescent City books. The first one's paperback and the second one is hardcover because that's when I just started annotating them. You can see all my sticky notes. Had to switch to one because two were too heavy. These are my notes in here. If you can see, there's not that many, and I didn't actually write in the book. These are just tabs pasted to it, but I did have a color code for it following this timeline annotating idea. Let's see if I can remember. I think purple was multiverse related. Red was romance, like spicy romance. Lighter red was just cute romantic moments that are like YA acceptable. Yellow was happy, blue was sad, green was plot or plot twist, I think. Man, I don't actually remember, but I didn't do this for the third book, House of Flame and Shadow. I only did it for the first two because it is exhausting for me to keep up with that. Sometimes I just want to enjoy the story. So that's why I choose not to annotate anymore, is because I just want to enjoy the story I'm reading. Another reason I've seen some people annotate books is because they are marking things that they like or they want to remember or things that feel impactful to them. This is another reason I tried annotating, but it just doesn't sit well with me and it takes up too much time. Again, I just want to enjoy the story. So You might underline, highlight, or even bracket some passages you enjoy, and that's it. Ooh, I don't know if you can see it, but this is where I underlined some stuff that I just enjoyed or wanted to remember that was impactful. This one's from People Meet on Vacation, which you can watch up in the corner. I did do a review on that one. If you guys have ever annotated a book differently or have a different reason for it, go ahead and drop that below in the comments because I would love to hear about it. I had a little trouble researching this, trying to see different methods and reasons for annotating. Moving on to different methods for annotating a book. As I've already mentioned, there is underlining passages, there's highlighting passages or phrases. I tend to highlight a lot if I'm reading on Kindle or on my phone, just because the Kindle app allows me to easily highlight something, and I really enjoy that for just things I like because it's quick. I don't like doing it in my physical books because, one, I'm not a fan of writing in my books, but two, it takes longer and I want the lines to be straight and I don't have the time to make the lines straight. Also, if you guys can hear my dogs barking, I'm so sorry. They get very excited. Another way I've seen some annotations going is with post-it notes that people will write on a post-it note and leave it inside the book, or like I did with my Crescent City books, is tabs or little transparent post-its sticking out of the book. People, I've seen a lot of this, that they like to organize or have a color code with these for a reason. Like I mentioned before, mine being red of romance, pink of lighter romance, yellow happy, green plot twists and stuff like that, just if you enjoy that kind of thing. One thing I thought of was smaller papers kept inside the book versus post-it notes, because I know the sticky on the post-it can sometimes pull up the ink of the text, is if you just had like an index card and you wrote a note and you left it in the page that it's related to. That's also a way of annotating a book. And then one of my favorites and least favorites because done right, it's very aesthetically pleasing to me, but least favorites because I hate doing it myself, is writing in the margins of something. I did do this a couple of times as like a little comment like, oh, or so cute, heart, things like that, but it's really just not for me. It takes up too much time. I also don't recommend you annotate library books because that is public property that does not belong to you, and that is just rude. But if you had a book and you wanted to make some notes about it, I think that's great, and you can use post-its or index cards or take pictures of it and highlight or underline on the pictures to remember things if you enjoy annotating that way, if you don't have access to purchasing your own books at home and you rent them from a library. I know this was a shorter video today, but I've been thinking about annotating a lot and it's on my heart, so I wanted to share some thoughts about it today. Hopefully this has either helped informed you about why people annotate their books, or it's helped you decide whether or not you want to annotate yourself. Either way, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to keep up with me, you can follow my Instagram or my Goodreads, which will be linked down below in the description box. If you have anything else you'd like to learn about or any books you recommend that you'd like to see my review for, go ahead and leave those down in the comments. I do try to reply to as many as I can if I have the time or I actually see the notification for it. I love interacting with you guys. It's amazing and helps encourage me to keep making videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you around soon. Bye!